6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey everybody.
How's it going?
You know, it's going very well. I forgot to tell you that I have some very special show and tell for today.
Oh, well, very
I've
good.
been kind of busy today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, we had a fun week. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Meet Sandy the True Crime Cat.
Oh, cute.
She is a keychain. And she comes with this little medallion that'll be on the keychain that says Sandy. And it's a heart with a paw, and it says the True Crime Squad Cat on it.
Oh, cute.
So Sandy is hard to print, and one of the reasons I haven't printed her before is because Sandy has like 6 different colors in her coat, and that's really hard to figure out what to do when you can only print 4 colors and she has green eyes and a pink nose. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to see it on the camera, but this PLA is gold, copper, and black, which really she's a tortoise shell, and those are her main colors. So she's available over on fidgetwhimsy.com. I'm going to put a link to it here in the chat as well. She's on a special sale right now for all of you, because I know you all have wanted this. Isn't she cute though? See?
Yeah,
there's her little green eyes and her pink nose. That's what y'all are used to seeing.
Yeah.
Or this end of her. You've seen that end quite a bit too. So anyway, I'm really happy with her. She turned out really cute. I finally found a PLA that I think really says Sandy to me.
Yeah. So. Awesome. Well, how fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we had a fun Halloween. I hope you guys did.
Yeah.
We went to our sister Kara's house and just ordered dinner and drank drinks. Scott was in charge of the cocktail, so he did something that was pomegranate, because the Greeks believed that pomegranate was the fruit of the dead. So
right.
That's what we drank for Halloween. Yeah, it was super
also
fun.
Was black currant whiskey, which
oh man,
one of my new faves, guys. One of my new faves.
Some of the smoothest, nicest bourbon I've ever had. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it was good. But some shitty and shocking news was that my kids were at a bar in the Meridian area in Boise, outside of Boise, in the Treasure Valley area, where there was a shooting in front of the bar where they were on Halloween night.
Yeah, that is really scary.
They said about 1:30, the police came in the bar and cleared the bar, like shut it down. And that's about a half an hour early for the bar to close. And so they were like, that's weird, but maybe they've had enough. And they got out to the street, and there were a billion cops out there. And they were like, what the hell is going on? Nobody knew. They didn't know that had happened until they saw it in the news. They knew they got ran out of there.
Right.
Also, my girls saw Jessica Rabbit and Barbie get in a fight in the bar and beat the shit out of each other. So it was quite a night. But yes, that is way too close and very scary. And I'm so goddamn tired of gun violence in this country, and of just of violence in this country.
Right.
So scary. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, they're just casually telling me this afternoon. And I was like, how was Halloween? I haven't really heard. And they're like, it was weird. First of all, we saw like 3 fights in the bar. And then my girls are like, yeah, we saw Jessica Rabbit and Barbie beat the crap out of each other. They were tearing each other's wigs off and ripping each other's costumes. And apparently Jessica Rabbit finally went to the bathroom, and Mars went and checked on Barbie, and she was assuring her that Jessica Rabbit's her homegirl and everything's fine. And she said, did not look fine at all. And Barbie looked like she got her shit rocked. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think of the two, Jessica Rabbit would definitely win that fight.
Sounds like she did. She did. Matt said she was perfect. Her costume, she was absolutely flawless. Looked exactly like Jessica Rabbit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. Get in a big fight and get your costume all messed up and stuff.
Wigs
When
were
you've gone to all
flying.
that trouble.
Fists were flying. Yeah.
I don't know how she kept her gazongas in her dress during that fight if she was dressed really accurately.
Right? Who knows?
saying.
Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I didn't ask.
That's true.
But yeah, so that's I hate hearing that. Really, really hate hearing that.
Yeah.
However, there has been some huge news in an Idaho missing persons case that we are excited to bring. So we're going to start, Kristi, with you.
Absolutely. So, guess what, guys? Stacey Wondra is being extradited from Arizona, where he has been in federal prison, and being charged with the kidnapping and first-degree murder of Michael Vaughn.
Yep.
Let's first watch his extradition hearing, and then I'll get into all the deets.
And Mr. Wondra, what is your date of birth?
9/12/92.
Thank you. All right, so you are here this evening because the Idaho issued a warrant for your arrest.
Correct.
All right.
Your Honor, so I have a question relating. So I have had no way to contact any relatives or anybody or any legal counsel to ask a recommendation of what I should do on this
Okay, so we have information, and then you can make a choice, or you can choose not to make a choice.
Okay.
So we'll get there. All right. And you said your date of birth was September 12th, 1992. Is that correct?
Ma'am.
All right. All right. As I mentioned, a warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of Idaho. That state wants you back on its warrant. Before court, you were given some paperwork on a big flight related card, which you had. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes.
Okay. As I stated, you have a warrant from the state of Idaho. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to Idaho within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states, that's Arizona and Idaho, before you are sent back to the state of Idaho. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing for November 17th at 1:30 p.m. in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your expense if you choose. You are entitled to bail, which in this case would be a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $1 million. If you are unable to post your bail, you would be held in custody during that time or until another judge modifies your bail. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to Idaho. That process could take up to 90 days. So you have a choice to make at this point. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be held non-bondable here in Arizona for a period of 30 days, or you can you can go ahead with your extradition hearing on November 17th at 1:30.
I'll wait it. I'll wait the 30 days for them to come get me.
Okay. All right. I understand at this time you do want to sign the waiver of extradition. I need to ask you some questions as I am making a record of this proceeding. Did you read the waiver of extradition paperwork?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you do not have to sign the paperwork?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to an extradition hearing?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to bail?
Yes.
Do you want to give up those rights and sign the paperwork?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign the paperwork?
No.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication within the last 24 hours?
No.
You got to say it out loud.
No, I have not.
Okay. I am finding that you are knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily are signing the waiver, and I am also signing it. I am directing the sheriff's office to notify the requesting state that you are ready to return. The requesting state will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless there are local charges pending. If there are local charges pending, the 30 days will not start until the conclusion of that case. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
All right. So let's get into this story for those of you that, some of you know it, some of you don't. That's okay. We're going to tell all of it. This is all about the disappearance of Michael Vaughn. Now, Michael Vaughn went missing on July 27th, 2021 at his home in Fruitland, Idaho. If you remember, he was home with his dad. His dad went to a back bedroom to change a baby's diaper. He was in the living room. When he came out of the bedroom, Michael, or Monkey, as they called him, who was 5 at the time, was just gone. He wasn't in the house. So Dad went out looking everywhere, contacting neighbors, trying to find him. And before very long, this became a mad search for a missing child.
That just vanished.
Yeah, just absolutely vanished into thin air. No one saw him. No one had any idea where he went. And for months, there was nothing. For actually more than months, for at least a year, there was nothing on Michael's case. He just disappeared. Mm-hmm. And then in 2022, we started hearing the names of a couple of people. One of them being Stacey Wondra. That's this guy right here. And there was a search warrant 2 years ago for Stacey Wondra's home. Turns out that he and his wife Sarah and a couple of roommates lived only a few blocks from the Vaughn family. And there had been Sarah Wondra, who we're going to get to in a minute, is a very seriously mentally ill individual. And at some point, Sarah went to jail. She's actually in prison right now. And she spoke up and said that maybe she knew where this baby was. Mm-hmm. They also spoke with Stacey Wondra. He was in federal prison at the time on weapons charges. They started to piece together a story that maybe Michael Vaughn was buried in the backyard of their home. Unfortunately, investigators literally excavated the backyard of that house and did not find
they tore everything up. Yeah.
They did execute a search warrant at the house. We learned about a couple of other people that may have been present at the time. We'll talk about them in a few minutes. Things kind of just didn't go anywhere. It seemed like something was coming, like maybe there was really something happening. And Sarah Wondra did actually get charged with not reporting a death. But that charge was quickly dropped because Sarah was headed to jail, prison, which is where she is now, on another case that was a battery, weapons, and drugs case. You might be seeing a pattern with these individuals. Yeah. So let's talk about Stacey Wondra here for just a minute. These are some elements of his criminal record. There are several things going on with him and his case that are just interesting. But here's some things that we know. He had a misdemeanor battery charge in 2022. This is around the time that he and Sarah both had some kind of altercation with someone else. He also then earlier in 2022, was charged with unlawful possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. And that's the case that actually got him into federal prison.
Right.
So he went to prison. So they talked to him about Michael Vaughn, but he was in prison. It seemed like maybe there wasn't a lot they could do at the moment. Here are some other things that are going on with Stacey Wondra right now. Stacey Wondra has filed for a name change in Ada County, Idaho.
Really?
This case is still open and due to go to trial before a judge in December of this year.
What? Why?
Well, I think it is related to this, which is that Stacey Wondra divorced Sarah Wondra earlier this year. And, when you get a divorce, you have the right to change your name. So I think they are connected. This case says pending here, but it isn't pending. It ended up just becoming a default divorce because they were both in prison.
Wow.
But they are now divorced from one another. There are no charges yet in the Idaho system for Stacey Wondra because he's still in the process of being extradited from Arizona. But there will be.
Yeah.
And what police are saying is that those charges are going to be kidnapping and first-degree murder.
Wow.
Which is very interesting because that tells us that this was not an accident.
Yeah. That
this child was taken intentionally and that he was murdered intentionally.
Yes.
Because there have been questions. Did Michael Vaughn run out in the street and get hit by their car and they freaked out because they're felons and they did away with his body or something?
Right. That was really my theory. I really thought this was an accidental death that they just tried to cover up, but first-degree murder does not support that.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, that tells us a lot about the case that Idaho has against him, those particular charges. So let's see. Let's talk about Sarah Wondra. This is Sarah. So Sarah, right about the time that you saw that Stacey Wondra got that weapons charge, Sarah Wondra got some charges: assault, aggravated assault, felony, evidence destruction, alteration or something, and I cut it off, but the other one was possession. And so she was headed to prison on this. She's been sentenced to 3 to 7 years. She's eligible for parole next year. But in November of that same year, 2022, she was charged with death failed to notify or delay notification of. And that was in the Michael Vaughn case.
Right.
Now, during this time, Sarah Wondra was actually in a psychiatric hospital here in Idaho because there were real questions about her competency. If you recall...
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
At that time, I, unfortunately for my brain, went and watched all of her TikTok videos, which were crazy as hell. Yeah. And she had made some weird claims about Michael Vaughn. Which kind of got the police looking at the Wondras in the first place.
We also had received, when we first started reporting on Sarah Wondra, we received a person who wanted to remain anonymous message from a person who just said that they grew up with Sarah, and that she has always been very unwell.
Yeah, and it seems in her unwellness, she was also sharing some information. Unfortunately, the information did not lead to finding Michael Vaughn's body, which is very strange. But it appears that police believe that after the Wondras, were rushed off to prison, that other individuals that were involved in this case may have, in fact, moved Michael Vaughn's body.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these two guys right here. These are the other people that are believed to have been present or in some way had something to do with this. Their names are Brandon Shurtleff. That's the guy on the top. He's in his 30s. He's from Kuna, Idaho. He is still identified as a person of interest in Michael Vaughn's disappearance. Although it is believed that he may have taken off to North Dakota in around December of 2022, which is, if you remember those charges, they were in November of 2022 for Sarah Wondra. There may have been some contact made with police for these men, but as far as we know, neither of them have ever been charged, and we don't know if they've ever actually been questioned. They are still wild cards.
Yeah. Now, Brandon Shurtleff has done a couple of TikTok or YouTube interviews.
Right.
If you Google that, you can find it. It's a lot of word salad, but it's still kind of interesting.
It's obviously we're talking about some folks with very tenuous grasps on reality.
Mm-hmm.
The other man, Adrian Lucien, he's in his 30s, and he is believed to be either in California or Ohio. Law enforcement have said that he may have knowledge of Michael Vaughn's disappearance as well. He is still wanted for questioning.
Yeah.
He has never been charged, and as far as we know, has not ever been questioned, nor has he made any public statement.
Yeah.
But these individuals right here, it's possible that they actually know where Michael Vaughn's body is.
Right.
That's really what police would like to know is, did they move his body? Because somewhere in the process of all of this, the Wondras believed that Michael Vaughn was buried in their backyard.
Yeah.
Possibly inside a shed in their backyard. All of that ground has been excavated, and his body was not found, although cadaver dogs did hit on the area.
Yeah. Didn't they also dig up part of the neighbor's yard as well?
Yeah. They were very thorough because Fruitland police were like, this is it. We got it. We found him, you know.
Right. This case has
And
been
again,
horrible for them. Yeah.
It has, because then again, nothing.
Yeah.
Sarah Wondra hasn't been charged with anything else, but she is still in prison, serving out a term. And so it appears that maybe what the police are doing is just waiting out their other prison terms.
Yeah.
But we shall see what happens with Stacey Wondra and his trial.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious that the police have a lot of evidence we don't know about. Because
yes, they must.
This is a no body first degree murder case.
Yeah.
As you probably know as a true crimer, these are difficult cases to prove.
Yeah.
And generally, in a case like this, the court will actually have to declare Michael Vaughn deceased officially before Stacey Wondra can go to trial.
Yeah.
For his murder. Now, we've seen that happen. We know it can. This just happened for Oakley Carlson, on Oakley Carlson's case. It happened earlier this year for Crystal Rogers with her case. It is something that can happen. And, you know, unfortunately, it's awful to think that the courts have to determine someone deceased because there is no body. But it is likely to occur here so that Stacey Wondra can go to trial.
Yeah.
Or take a plea. I don't know. We don't know what he's going to do at this point. But that is where we're at with the Michael Vaughn case, which is a whole lot further than we've ever been in 4 years since he went missing.
Yeah.
I know that his mom went live on a podcast. Was it Friday? Last Friday?
Her friends did. Yeah.
Her friends did, to say, hey, just so you know, Stacey Wondra is being charged. Yeah. And that's what sort of started all this information, because he was still not actually charged in Idaho.
Right. He was literally released from prison in Arizona and immediately just arrested. It just all happened together. Yeah.
And he, I think, rather wisely chose not to sit in the Maricopa County Jail. We know a bit about that jail, don't we? For 90 days on a $1 million cash-only bond.
Yeah.
While awaiting his extradition, if he decided to fight it. So because he's not fighting it, he will be there a maximum of 30 days. He's being held with no possibility of parole in the Maricopa County Jail, and Idaho has 30 days to pick him up.
Well, and he can't get a public defender for that. He can't get an attorney. He'd have to just represent himself, because that's actually considered civil. So he can't have a public defender until he gets back to Idaho. Yeah.
So he will be returning to Idaho quite quickly. I'm sure immediately getting himself a public defender, particularly because this is a first-degree murder case, which could, in fact, carry the death penalty, as we know, because this is Idaho.
Oh my God, is it going to be Ann Taylor?
right? Is it going to be Ann Taylor or is it going to be Jim Archibald?
I would think not on that side of the state, but
I would think, but yeah, I mean, you guys know how this is. We know quite a bit about the death penalty certified attorneys in Idaho because we don't have very many of them.
Yeah.
But we will definitely see somebody.
It could easily be
take
Ann
up
Taylor,
Stacey Wondra's case. Yeah, it could.
Yeah. Wow.
What is the Arizona-Idaho connection, right?
Right.
I mean,
well, he was in
several.
federal prison, but there is
He was just in a federal
connections.
prison. Yeah.
He was in the same prison as Josh Duggar for a while.
Yeah. Yuck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in the same prison as either one of those assholes.
Right.
So,
or at all, to be real,
good,
but
really, just at all. Yeah. But I mean, it's awesome news.
Yes.
For the Vaughn family. I mean, awesome and terrible. But maybe there's going to be some resolution. Maybe there will be a chance to find Michael's body.
And at least be able to bury him and
Yeah.
I sure hope so. His poor family, my God. And his mother has been such an advocate. And she's been extremely sick.
Yeah.
Extremely sick.
Very
is now
ill.
On the mend, but she's had some really serious health problems, and she's just been an absolute rock star fighting for, justice. And I mean, she's the reason that we all know about the Stacey Wondra interview that we all saw earlier this year. She leaked it on a podcast because she was so tired of nothing happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who could blame her?
It has taken way, way too long here.
Yeah.
Most definitely. All righty. Well, that's what I've got. We'll keep you up to date as more things happen. I'm sure once Stacey comes back to Idaho, we're going to see all kinds of stuff going on. Lots of hearings and stuff like that. We'll see what directions
we'll be all over
we'll
it.
Keep you up to date on it.
Yep, this is one of ours. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Most definitely is. And with that, Katie, I know you have a missing person spotlight for us.
I do. Here's a really concerning missing child case out of California that I wanted to get in on, make sure that we do our due diligence here and make sure we cover it too. And also track this one. This is a case that deserves attention, like all missing children cases do.
Of course.
But I want to introduce you to this beautiful little girl.
Aww.
This is Melodee Buzzard. I will tell you, though, that this picture was taken a few years ago. Melodee is now 9, but there isn't much in the way of new photos of Melodee. I'll get to what we do have. This is some surveillance footage, and that's the best they've got right now.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm going to give you a rundown of what a darling little girl, right? My goodness. So I'm going to give you a timeline. So back in August, her mother registered her for home instruction for school. This is in the Lompoc, Vanderburg Village, Santa Barbara County, California. So in Lompoc, when you are doing home instruction, you have to register with the school district, and then you have to have interaction with them every week in turning things in and checking in with them. And those things have not been happening. And so a school administrator went, "What's going on with this situation?" So she actually contacted the authorities and said, "We have lost contact with this child," which is absolutely their job to do. It doesn't happen always, but these guys did their due diligence. They came to the authorities and said, "Hey, we've lost contact with this child. We're not sure what's going on, but we're concerned." So the police started taking a look. And indeed, it is very concerning. So what we know is that there have been very few sightings of this child for quite some time. Apparently, her mother, Ashley, has actually been estranged from family for a while. The father's family say that they haven't seen Melodee in about 4 years. And maternal grandma says she hasn't seen Melodee for 2 years.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of bad blood. There's some serious mental illness. Apparently, Melodee's dad was killed in an accident, I believe a motorcycle accident, when she was about 6 months old.
Oh,
And her
Lord.
mother told the press that Melodee's mental health really started to plummet when he died. So here's a few things that Grandma said. She said she hasn't seen her in 2 years, that Ashley cut her family off at that time. She says that Ashley had a drastic dive in mental health after Melodee's father died in 2016. She said at one point, law enforcement was called to the home when Melodee was a baby. She said the house was in extreme disarray. There were raw eggs in pans, rotten food in the fridge. And
Oh
at that
boy.
time, Melodee was taken into CPS services for a while, along with an older sister.
Wow.
Grandma said she believes that Ashley should be in the hospital receiving treatment, not parenting a child. She's issued a public plea asking for people to help Melodee reach out if she's able. The family's they're scared to death right now. They're scared to death. We know that at
Absolutely.
some point she got Melodee back, but that the older sister went to her father. And she hasn't had custody of her for quite a while. But it has been the two of them. It's Ashley with 2 E's, Ash, so you're good. We also know that Mom has had a habit of, according to the neighbors, only letting Ashley out of the house, only letting Melodee out of the house wearing a hoodie. And authorities say this is a wig.
Oh no.
And that's one thing the neighbors are saying, that Mom and daughter were really known to be out always in hoodies with wigs on, which they thought was really weird.
That is weird. Why?
So this picture of Melodee, actually, they think this is a wig because, as you saw in the previous picture, she actually has really curly hair.
Yeah.
And she had her out in this wig quite a bit, showing her with straight hair. For whatever reason.
Some people just wear wigs, and that's okay.
Sure.
But it does make you wonder, why the hoodie?
Mm-hmm. Why the hoodie? Why homeschool? Apparently homeschool's been the norm for a while now for her.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we know. We know that on October 7th, that was maybe the last verified sighting. They are now saying they may have her showing up on the 8th as well on surveillance. But this photo that I'm showing you was at a car rental business, and Ashley rented a white Chevy Malibu. We know that from October 7th to October 10th, she drove from Lompoc to Nebraska and then up through Kansas, and that's how down through Kansas, I think, but that's how she returned on a route such as that. She returned back on October 10th without Melodee.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the potential routes she could have taken, because we don't know exactly where she went, but it would be something like this. And the mileage would indicate that she would have had to have driven around 12 to 14 hours a day to go as far as she did. This was like nonstop driving and a little bit of sleeping to go as far as she did. I mean, she went all the way to the Midwest and turned around and came right back.
And no known reason for going to Nebraska?
No. And without her child. So at some point, Dad's family receives a notification from a social worker that they believe that this child might be missing. They're looking for her. They reach out to family wondering if anybody has seen her. And then, of course, we know on October 14th, this is about the time that a school administrator had reported her prolonged absence. This is when a welfare check actually happens. And then they are looking backwards, clear back to the 7th.
Dear.
On October 15th, the sheriff's office makes their first public request for help. They have a tip line, and they announce that mom has been completely uncooperative.
Oh.
So at this point, the police are saying, we don't know where this kid is, and we aren't getting any assistance from the mom. So they put out a timeline. They have a tip line. They're asking for help any way they can get it.
Damn.
We know that Melodee was seen as recently as August 2025. Otherwise, neighbors are saying they saw her occasionally, but again, there was kind of this weird thing with wigs and hoodies and not really entirely sure who they were looking at.
Okay.
On October 24th, sorry, the sheriff's office put out the image I just showed you from the car rental company. On October 30th, they served warrants from the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office as well as the FBI at the home for a storage locker, the home, and a rental car. Initially, people were announcing that Ashley had been arrested. She had not. She was just moved out of the home so that they could do their search, which is really normal. We've seen this lots of times where they'll end up putting them in a police car, sometimes just sitting with them in the police car. Sometimes they actually take them, off site. So she's not been arrested. She has not been charged at this point.
But she's also not cooperating.
Yeah. Neighbors are keeping a very close eye on her. She's currently hardly leaving the house, but when she does, she also is in disguises.
Wow.
Dad's family and some members of the public and neighbors have been putting up missing person signs in the neighborhood and as well as in front of her house, kind of up, on the street where it's not her property. And the family has been reporting in interviews that she's been going out and pulling those down.
My God.
Chad Daybell? Anybody?
Right. Sounds a little too close to home. Ugh.
Neighbors are also saying that CPS has been at the house multiple times and that she's just not answering the door. And that and this is just rumor because this is what the neighbors are reporting, but they're saying that she was given a 72-hour notice to produce Melodee and that she has not done so. So where?
Boy, we've been here before, haven't we?
In the hell is this child? Yep.
Yeah.
So again, we don't know. We know that she was from California to Nebraska to Kansas and back to California. We know that she was in a white Chevy Malibu, that of course is a rental car, no longer in her possession. What they're saying about the little girl is that she is 9 years old, about 4'6", 60 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, and should have curly hair, but we don't know exactly what her hair looks like now.
Right.
It's a very sad and scary case because, yes, we've been there before. And I kid you not, in my research on this case, I have seen multiple people saying, everyone just needs to calm down. The mom just put her daughter in a safe place and can't let anyone know where she is right now, but she'll produce her when the time is right. Oh, my God. This is so Lori Vallow reminiscent that I just can't even.
No. And in
what
a safe place that she won't tell the police about? Yeah, right.
Yeah, tell me what that safe place would be. Yep.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad to see people defending this. What parent would do that? What parent that has nothing to hide. We don't see this when there's not nefarious action.
No.
We just don't.
Mom would just cooperate and tell the police where she was, and the
they'd
police would
verify, and
confirm
this
it, and
would
then
be
they'd say,
over.
okay, never mind, she's okay.
Yeah.
It's not how
Instead,
any of that
not
works.
cooperating, the FBI is begging people to come forward if they saw this child anywhere along the route, anywhere on their trip. They're begging people to come forward.
Right.
Obviously, there's something wrong here. Yeah. So, but that's the kid you're looking for. This is the kid that you may have seen.
Mm.
Somebody that looks about like that. It's terrifying because this reminds me also of the case of the little girl that was last seen on the school bus. Yeah. And I can't remember her name right now, but that case too, she just disappeared one day and the school finally said, hey, where is she? Right? And the dad's like, yeah, I don't know. She'd been with mom. And mom's like, yeah, I don't know. She'd been with dad. It was over Thanksgiving. And they're both like, yeah, no, I have no idea. I haven't seen her. She was with her mom, I guess.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Parents know where their children are if all is well.
Right.
They know where they are if all is well. There is
absolutely
no possible way for me to believe that there isn't something very, very concerning here. Right? At least Lori pretended there was a custody battle. We don't know what she's saying because she's not saying shit and she hasn't been charged with anything. And so, the police are just saying she's being non-cooperative. I would assume that we'll see some movement in this shortly. But I really wanted to run this story and get her face and her picture out there and do our part. Obviously lots of the big guys are running this story too, and that's great. That's where it needs to be. But her face needs to be seen in all of the Midwest, anywhere she's been. Now, there's some podcasters just late today saying that they do have footage now of her in Colorado on the 8th. I haven't seen that yet, but that's late breaking news, and so I'll keep an eye on that. And so now they're saying somewhere between the 9th and 10th, maybe where she has disappeared. Neighbors are saying there's FBI, that there's plane cars in the neighborhood and outside of her house, and that, they're keeping an eye.
Oh, I bet they are.
Now, there is a neighbor that's doing a daily TikTok roundup on this, and they're saying that she's hardly leaving the house at all, and if she does, it's in an Uber, and she comes right back. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. The family sure as hell doesn't know. They haven't seen her in years. Right. I'm sure they're working on the Celebrite. I'm sure they're working on all of the, the Google data, the Google Maps. I'm sure there's a lot behind the scenes that the FBI is doing right now to get a very clear picture of what's going on. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure there are tons of stuff going on behind the scenes, but
it's a good question. Where is she getting money? I have seen a couple of different TikTok accounts about this case that are familiar with the area, the neighbors, saying that the rent in that house would be around $3,500 a month. So where is she getting money?
Right.
We don't know that. There's a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
A lot. And unfortunately, a lot of what we do know is coming from people in the area that are just doing their best. Not unfortunately, good on them. I mean, the neighbors have been absolute rock stars thus far, trying to report everything they're seeing and everything they know.
Mm-hmm.
People are upset because there hasn't been an Amber Alert. She just isn't going to qualify for an Amber Alert. Maybe they'll bend the rules and do one at some point, but
well, I don't know where they would do the Amber Alert from.
To where? Yeah. It is so terrifying to me, though, to see parents leave with a child and return without them and then refuse to talk to the police.
That's real bad.
Yep. And obviously, we're not accusing Ashley of anything. We have no idea what's happened or what is going on. But these are the things the police are saying. So you can check my show notes for our sources, of course, and we'll keep a close eye on this case. Again, it's just playing out in real time, so there's a lot we don't know yet, but extremely concerning at this point. So again, especially Midwest peeps, take a hard look at that kid.
Yeah.
Think about where you were on 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, if you saw anything weird. Yeah.
Absolutely. Call the police immediately if you think of something.
Yep. And that is what we know. So we'll keep an eye on this case. Obviously, this is just the beginning of our coverage of this case. And we're going to continue keeping an eye on it.
Yep. Hope it doesn't turn into a Michael Vaughn case.
Me too. Me too. I sincerely, with all of my heart, hope she is just safe with a family friend. And that mom's just pissed off at dad's family or somebody else's family for, putting pressure on her, wanting to see this child. That's what anonymous accounts that are, keyboard warrioring real hard for her saying is that dad's family was putting all this pressure on her, trying to demand to see this little girl, and she just had enough and just had to get her out of here.
But she would tell the police if that were the case. I'm sorry.
Why wouldn't she? Yeah.
Because this makes her look guilty of something. Why wouldn't she?
Right.
If that was the case, why wouldn't she just tell the police? And then the police would come out and say, hey, guess what? We found her. She's okay. She's safe. All done.
Yeah. Yeah. False alarm. All is well. Please leave this lady alone. All is well. But they can't do that.
No.
Yep. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on it. We will keep you posted on anything that we see. And to the neighbors, rock on. This is how we do it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Keep it up. Alrighty. Well, that's what we've got for tonight. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard now, right? Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
We're done with daylight. Daylight savings is kicking my butt.
Blah.
My pigs have way, way too accurate of time tellers.
My dogs and cats too.
Everyone is so mad right now.
Yeah.
I've kind of just cut
Wanda
it in
said,
half.
these dogs are bullying me right now. And they were. They were an hour early for dinner, and they were bullying their mama to people. The cats have been doing the same
I get
thing.
it. Yeah. I fed them an hour early last night because I also thought it was time to feed. Then Scott said, why are you feeding them so early? And I went, I don't really know. Because they said it was time to eat. That's why.
Right? They don't wear watches. Their bellies tell them when it's time.
Yeah. It really messes up our routine for a few days. I kind of try to just,
Just kind of eke them there.
Yeah, try and get them into line. Yeah. Anyway, so 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be back at 6 p.m. on Wednesday night with Wednesday night case updates, and then we'll be back on Thursday at 3 p.m. for our last show of the week. If you are a Super Squad subscriber or a patron at this point, because we're making the switch over, of course, right now from Patreon over to Fourth Wing, to our own website and situation, our new Patreons are up. And we've had some pretty good interaction already. I know you guys have taken a look at them, but
yes, they're on Patreon. They are also posted in the Super Squad.
Yeah.
So yeah, check them out.
Yeah, those went
And
up
if you're not a member of the Super
Thursday
Squad
night.
yet, don't forget.
Yeah.
What now?
No, go ahead.
Oh, if you are not a member of the Super Squad, let me tell you, if you have been following us as a patron, or you've been over there on Buy Me a Coffee, which we appreciate all of you very much, we are combining our subscriptions now on our website, truecrimesquad.com. Just go there. It's right at the top of the page. We have one subscription now where you get everything. You get the 2 extra shows, you get the watch party, you get the secret archives, which are all of the Patreon shows we've done over the years. Plus you get 20% off merch. So all of that to say, you have from now until the 1st of January to switch from Patreon and from Buy Me a Coffee over to the Super Squad at truecrimesquad.com. So if you can, go switch it out. Go get over there. It's cheaper to do it at truecrimesquad.com.
Yeah.
So we want to just encourage you to make the switch. We're giving you a couple of months to get it done, but yeah, I'd recommend to get it done as quickly as you can. It actually saves you money.
Better for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Well, go touch grass, or I don't know, stare out the window at the dark, or whatever you're going to do. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for being part of this True Crime Squad. See you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.